Namaste, beautiful. Welcome to a yoga philosophy lesson. Today we are starting at the beginning with the first limb of yoga. So yoga in total, we have 8 limbs. Ashtanga means 8 limbs. But today we're not even going to get into the other 7. We're only going to talk about the first one, which is the yamas. These are our social principles. They are the ways that we interact with society, and also a little bit with ourselves, but we'll get to that later. So the first one, so the very first thing in yoga, our first yama, is ahimsa. And this means non-violence. So ahimsa, I believe, himsa means harm and a means not, non. Okay, so not harming. And so since this is the very first thing in yoga, then it is very important to all of yoga, right? And so when we talk about ahimsa, then we're talking about not causing harm to another, of course, not causing harm to ourselves, but we go even farther to not even thinking about harming another, not thinking about harming ourselves, not thinking anything negative is not the best word to use in yoga, but not thinking anything harmful, I guess. Anything that if a person knew the thought that it would harm them in some kind of way, right? So it could be actually hitting someone. It could be thinking about hitting someone. It could be thinking that someone is doing something annoying, and because of that, maybe you would want to hit them. Okay, so all of these things are included in ahimsa. So, of course, that goes for others, it goes for ourselves. And so I have been thinking a lot about, incorporating these things into my practices or my classes. Of course, I include them in my own practices. And so I was thinking I wanted to move on to the next one because I kind of already addressed this. But then I was like, well, I didn't address it by actually using the Sanskrit name and actually teaching it as a lesson. So I kind of just wanted to do that first before then we move on to the next one, because I have really been on this theme of ahimsa lately with one talking stream of consciousness video that I put up about loving the world, and a class that I put up about loving unconditionally, and a reel that I put up also about loving unconditionally. So I wanted to bring it back to the root of yoga in this video. And then also give you a few tips on how to be bringing this concept of ahimsa into your own practice, whether that is taking a class with me or someone else, or your personal practice that you are doing alone. And so there are a couple of ways. Number one is to be gentle with your body and also with your emotional being when practicing. Oftentimes, people force things, and that's not practicing ahimsa because it is causing harm to the body. And I get it. We want to get into these poses, and so sometimes we push the body too far. And so something that I really want to start a series on is called practice versus force. I haven't started it yet. I have so many ideas, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do all these things. And then I realize that, I don't know, I probably have like 60 years to do it. So maybe not 60, that's pushing it. I am almost 36, but so anyway, yes, practice over force. Okay, so moving in the direction of something, right? So I think it can be difficult when I or another teacher is explaining to you the alignment of something and your body's not quite there yet. And I think that is definitely one of the most difficult things when it comes to not forcing, because you're being told, oh, this is how the pose is to be done. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I'm only going to get benefits if this is how I'm doing the pose. No. You are also going to benefit maybe even more. Okay, I shouldn't say that. But you are also going to benefit from practicing and working toward getting your body to that position. Going through that journey is important, okay? Because, and this is going maybe a little bit off of yoga. I probably could root it back to yoga if I had planned to say this, but there's a reason for the way that everything functions. And that means that there is a reason that your body is at the point that it is. Okay? And maybe that journey toward getting your splits or getting your foot behind your head or getting your king dancer or getting your wheel, maybe that journey is something that is really important for you. And I would like to encourage you, for while you are on that journey, to pay attention to how it can be applied to your life. Okay, because all of these asanas that we have, okay, so like Warrior 2, for example. Okay, everybody knows what Warrior 2 is, right? So we're in Warrior 2, and the purpose physically is we're strengthening our legs, we're strengthening our arms, we're opening our hips in kind of a weird way. We're really needing to focus on every single part of the body. And so what it's teaching us, right, is to focus on strengthening our entire life, right? It helps us to be grounded. It helps us to feel like a warrior in life and not just on our mat or on our floor or on our ground or whatever. And so the journey toward Warrior 2, we'll keep the example with Warrior 2, can be the same, right? It can be the journey toward figuring out, what different things need to be open, what different things need to be strengthened in order to whatever it is in your life. Okay, really thinking about how you can apply every single journey that you need to go through in your asana practice to your life is going to improve your life in ways that you could never imagine if it's not something that you already do. Okay, so that is number one. Number two is simply holding the intention throughout your practice to practice Ahimsa, to practice nonviolence, to set your intention throughout your movement for maybe controlling some thoughts that you might have. Maybe you actually have some difficulties with not acting in a violent way. Maybe you have had different times in your life that you either chose to or had to do violent things, and you're trying to work toward how that has affected you and how that affected other people. All of these things can be taken into the intention of your asana practice. And so number 3 is that then the probably easiest way within the asana practice to be helping this intention come to fruition would be to open the heart. And to be opening the heart, then of course we are back bending. And so really bringing more back bends into your practice, being intentional about every single journey that you are going through. And that is my lesson on Ahimsa, I'm pretty sure. So Ahimsa, nonviolence, first of the yamas, of the first limb of yoga. Practice it, embody it, teach it, be it. That's the same as embody it, but I felt like I needed another word. Anyway, thank you for watching, listening, processing, believing. With so much love. Namaste.